a problem when it comes to soap making. We all do, really. What is this big problem? I think I've got the answer to that. When it comes to soap making or trying anything new, new foods, soap making, new skills, new jobs, new hairstyles, we all have this one thing in common. And it's not exactly the same for everybody. It does look different from person to person. But in general, somewhere deep down, we all have this one major issue: fear of failure. Have you ever been so afraid of trying something new, or like soap making, or growing your beard out, shaving your head, if you're a woman, a new hair color, anything, that you just not tried it at all? We get ourselves so worked up, and subconsciously we tend to tell ourselves all these little lies that or maybe they're the truth, but they really don't matter. Well, so and so won't like it, or everybody will think it looks dumb. Nobody will like my new beard. I like my beard. We undermine ourselves because of the possibility of failure, large or small. We're so afraid of being bad at something or creating something ugly that we don't even try at all. And I'm the biggest scaredy cat I know. For years, I beat myself up about one thing or another. It didn't matter what it was, a project that I was thinking about doing, but then I thought, no, it's too hard. I'll never be able to do it right. I'll never be able to make it look like so-and-so did on YouTube, things like that. Soap making was one of them. I only made it for us at home because who cares, if a bar of soap turns out ugly. And that's why I named this video, Embrace the Ugly. Serious, embrace the ugly. Who cares? Start somewhere. I did it with making YouTube videos. It took me forever to get started. And then once I started, I stopped making videos. Of course, I still have an issue with getting on schedule and making videos, but that has nothing to do with fear of failure. That just has to do with disorganization. We're working on it. Now, I know I've been pretty general about this stuff up until now, talking about everything. But, we're talking about soap making because this is our channel mainly revolves around soap making, but it goes for anything in life. Trying new foods, trying new skills, going for a new job, going back to school for something. Nobody's going to be perfect at anything when they first start. We tend to get ourselves all worked up and, I can't make my soap look like so-and-so did, with those pretty swirls and peaks and decorations and designs. Well, who can? So basically, how do we combat this? It's really easy. Start! Seriously, start something, anything. If it's soap making that you're interested in, and I'll try to refocus. Sorry, my ADD. If it's soap making, look for a simple recipe. Look for something easy. 1 or 2 oils max. No fragrance, no color, no swirling, no fancy schmancy equipment. You know what? Get yourself a wooden spoon, one that you're willing to save for just soap making because you don't want to use it for food after that. A plastic bowl, an old paint bucket that's been cleaned out. Get your oil, get your water, get your lye, mix it up. You'll sit there mixing for probably 3 hours doing it, cold process, maybe less if you're doing hot and stirring over like a low burner on the stove. If you want to sacrifice a crock pot, you can do that too, but keep it as simple as you can at first. It may be a little harder, but you're going to learn a lot. You're going to learn so much about the way soap acts in general. And then, maybe add another oil next time. Learn to work with soap calculators. Soapcalc.net, is one of my favorite ones. Want to know why? It's because of the one I've always used. Does it make it better than anything else? Nope. And if you like doing the math, there are tables and charts online where you can figure out exactly what the sap value of each oil and everything is and do that for yourself. Sorry about all the glares and reflections and stuff. My front window's just off to my left here, and cars going by keep reflecting the sun in. So one of the dangers of shooting in my own shop. I don't have a fancy studio, but as you can see, I still do the videos. I'm not afraid, of the ugliness in the background, although it's not that bad. It's organized. It's just this weird gray spot right here. But again, just do it. Just do something. You'll learn as you go. You'll learn to fix mistakes. See, I spotted that. So next time I do a video, maybe I'll try to reposition myself. That might be a little better. Who knows? The point is, with Google and YouTube around, there's almost nothing you can't learn to do. The problem is 90% of the videos we come across, and they come up in our list first, videos and articles, as the more popular ones, so they're higher in the list. We come across the ones that are the more polished videos, the more professional videos, articles too. That's interchangeable in this discussion. We tend to come across those first because they're the more popular ones. And they're the more popular ones because people like to look at the pretty swirls and designs and the more complicated processes. We like to look at the end products. The problem is in our brain, we're thinking, oh my gosh, I got to do those 30 steps to make that loaf of soap. Well, yeah. I mean, but you don't start out making that type of soap in your first batch, your first 5 batches, most people not even their first 20 batches, because there's so many other things to learn as you go. How are different fragrances going to react to your batches? How are different colorants going to react? How about the weather outside? Is it humid? Is it hot? Is it cold? Your climate may affect how your soap making turns out. My recipe, the way it works here for me, may be different for somebody in Peru or Russia or wherever, because their climate's different and the quality of oils is different. The oils they get are going to be different than mine, even if it says the same thing on it. They're not going to have the same brand from the same manufacturer, so there may be a slight difference to it. And we already know that oil manufacturers tend to alter. A lot of their oils aren't 100% pure. They're mixing and blending to, cut costs or whatever. So we kind of have to deal with that, take it as it comes, and be flexible. But with these articles and videos, keep one thing in mind, one big thing in mind. All these people, no matter where they are right now and how professional their videos or articles look and how good their end product looks, they all started where you are. They were brand new once. There was a time when not one of them could put together a soap recipe on their own and make it right and have a good product when they were done. What you're seeing when you look at those articles and videos is a polished product. You're seeing the end result. You're seeing the product of good editing. Most of those people, I guarantee you there was some mistakes made along the way during those videos. The difference between them and me is I'm an open book. I tend to show you the mistakes. Do I edit? Yes. I will cut out the bigger mistakes. Sorry, looking out the window. I will cut out the bigger mistakes, but then I will also show you some of my mistakes, or at least tell you. By our very nature, we don't tend to like to show people our mistakes, our flaws, our human side. For me, I'm a little more of a realist than that, and my mantra is life is messy, life is ugly. But that's not always a bad thing. You make a mistake, you make an ugly mistake, but then you learn from it. And next time it's a little less ugly. It's a little less of a mistake. It's a little less drastic maybe. And so on and so on and so on. And hopefully as humans, we can learn from other people, their mistakes, our own mistakes, and improve over time. Get started on something. Don't let all this other garbage hold you back. Don't think that you have to do some fancy schmancy 10 oil recipe with, your own blended custom fragrances and colors, and it's going to end up being a horrible, expensive process. You're going to make mistakes as you go. It's cliche, but you got to crawl before you can run. Picture this. You want to go learn to skydive. You pay your money. There's an instructor. He gives you a chute that's all over the table. Strings and chutes and packs. Tells you to pack your own chute. Be on the plane in 10 minutes. Cool. Pack your chute, stuff it in your backpack, whatever that is, what that's called. Get on the plane. They take you up several thousand feet and tell you, okay, jump. That's a problem. You got to learn as you go. Somebody else, a professional who is certified, will pack your chute for you for a long time before you ever pack your own chute. You will never jump solo until you've gone through a bunch of classes on the ground and then done some tandem jumps and then static line jumps where you clip a cable to a cable inside the plane, and when you jump out of that plane, it pulls your chute for you so that you don't forget and go splat. So same thing in soap making, just less drastic, of course. You fall when you're soap making, no big deal. Now, you do have to take some safety precautions. You do not have to suit up like Marty McFly did or the Doc did in Back to the Future. So keep it basic at first. Start something. Embrace the ugly. Just do it. Don't worry about what other people think. Don't do it for somebody else. If it's something you think you're going to enjoy, give it a shot. You'll know within a couple of weeks, couple of months, whatever, after a few times of doing something if you're going to enjoy it or not and want to stick with it. Then you can move on to the next step. You can't jump right out of the gate doing fancy schmancy, never made a mistake, swirls and all that stuff. It's just not going to happen. It's not realistic. I hope this made sense to you guys. Of course, if you have any questions, you can always comment down below. I try to be as responsive as I can. I don't respond to everybody because it's not always a question. Sometimes it's comments. If you have a question, put it down in the comments and I'll try to get to it. If I don't get to it within a week, feel free to shoot me an email, unclejohnsoap@gmail.com. I'll always respond to the emails a little easier, a little faster. It's a little harder for me to get on YouTube and type. The bottom line is embrace the ugly. Don't be afraid to fail. You're going to happen. It's going to happen to you. You're going to fail. You're going to make mistakes. Embrace the journey. Just do it. Have fun learning. Oops, we all make mistakes. I make mistakes every day of my life. And anybody who's not making mistakes isn't learning. And if you're not learning, they might as well put you in a box now and just have your send off. That's my feeling. That's how I feel about myself. You know, if I'm not learning something new every day, and it doesn't have to be huge. Sometimes it's the little things that give me such joy. The last couple of days, I've learned so much about adding animated things on the screen for YouTube that I have just gone nuts, like a little kid again. And so, again, if I'm not learning something new all the time, they might as well just you know, I don't want to say bury me. I'd rather have a Viking funeral or something stupid like that. And anyway, have a party and send me off. All right, guys, have a great rest of your day. If you got anything out of this, please hit the like and subscribe buttons and all that fancy stuff.